So you're planning your wedding, and nothing would make you happier than to have that gorgeous winter wonder landscape for your wedding. Upstate New York is a great spot for winter weddings, but it could also be like it is today, where it is 40 degrees and just muddy. Or it could be like it is right now, with a beautiful snowflakes coming down. Ironically, when we shot that sequence at the Hall Springs yesterday, this snow wasn't in the forecast today. But it just goes to show you, if you're planning a winter wedding in upstate New York, you never know what you're gonna get. So here are my 5 tips for those of you who are planning a winter wedding. Tip number 1, do not have your heart set on snow. If it does snow, great, enjoy it. If it doesn't snow, let it go, because honestly, you have no control over it anyway. So tip number 1, don't have your heart set on snow. Tip number 2, plan a date that is the most likely to get snow. January is the best month for that. December, I mean, how many white Christmases do we have, honestly? I would plan for January. February is hit and miss. March, you never know what you're gonna get. So I would suggest planning for January if you do want that winter wedding. Tip number 3, have an open schedule. Work with your planner or your photographer to have lots of time in your schedule, because snow comes and goes. It might be a 0 probability of snow, but you might look outside and it could be lightly snowing. If you have a real open schedule for your day, you can jump outside with your photographer and videographer and get that snow shot that you really want. Tip number 4, I highly suggest that you have a backup location in mind that's indoors. Work with your photographer beforehand so that if it's negative 15 degrees and no snow outside, you're not scrambling to find someplace to shoot. Have a backup location that's inside in mind beforehand. And tip number 5, dress warm. If you have an open back, gorgeous dress, make sure that you also buy a fur shawl, something to cover you up to keep you warm. The long gloves are also a great idea. And don't forget about your bridesmaids. If you plan on having your whole wedding party shoot outside and they're wearing nice, beautiful dresses, but they're open back and they don't have anything to cover them up, everyone is gonna be shivering. Sorry, I just hit the mic. Everyone is gonna be shivering and freezing. So dress warm. Those are my 5 quick tips if you're planning a winter wedding. Check back next week for some more great advice. So you're